Welcome back to the channel, everyone. CryptoTakeOver here, coming back with another Bitcoin cryptocurrency video for you today. We're taking a look at some news articles that just got released, and then also we're going to be taking a look at the charts to see what's going on over there. We have one news article today. We are going to be taking a look at the best time to invest in Bitcoin was yesterday, says strategist, as the cryptocurrency soars. Right now, Bitcoin actually seeing a little bit of a sell-off, sitting at about $55,000 or so. We breached all the way up to $58,000 as of yesterday, just right underneath, I believe, $58,000. So, we were kind of looking at a little bit of a sell-off. If you were part of our private trading group page, we gave the signal last night that it looked like it was going to be a little bit of a bearish Monday for us, and we can kind of browse and take a look at that here in a second if we'd like to. But let's go ahead and jump on over into these news articles, see what's going on today in the charts, and let's get started, folks. All right, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so that way y'all can be updated every single video that we make on the channel as cryptocurrency continues to take over the markets and is there for the people to be able to get a little bit of a hedge during some of the crises that are at hands for us here. But, we're doing our due diligence, and we're making sure that we are over here studying each and every single day. So I encourage you to get out there, study, continue to do efforts for yourself to help you through the next couple of years, because I think that it's going to be a relatively big change for a lot of people. But obviously, we're here to make a difference not only in our lives, but the people that we surround ourselves with too as well. So without further ado, let's jump on over into this article, see what's going on over here. So the best time to invest in Bitcoin was yesterday, says strategist, as the cryptocurrency soars. And we have Militon CoinShares told CNBC on Monday that the best time to invest in Bitcoin was yesterday. Her comments came as Bitcoin's market value recently topped the $1 trillion market cap, according to CoinDesk. Meanwhile, NYU's Atish, I can't even pronounce that name, argues that Bitcoin is an incredible show to watch, but not an investment. I don't know, man. We definitely made the investment a while back, and it has done nothing but paid off for us, right? As Bitcoin continues on its upwards trek into 2021, when analysts say the regulatory concerns surrounding the cryptocurrency won't likely derail its momentum. The regulatory issues have been around for a long time. We've been dispelling them for a long time. At this point, our beliefs is Bitcoin is not a question of if, but when. Melton, Chief Strategist Officer of Digital Asset and Investment of CoinShares, said Monday, "We certainly believe the best time to invest in Bitcoin was yesterday. The second best time to allocate is today," she told CNBC's Squawk Box Asia. Her comments came after Bitcoin recently toppled another milestone, pushing past $1 trillion in market cap value last week, according to CoinDesk. And then Bitcoin has been on a tear since the start of 2021 and has risen more than 90% so far this year. According to the data from Coinmetrics, those strong gains have been attributed to increasing adoption of Bitcoin by major investors and companies, including Elon Musk, Tesla, and Bank New York Mellon. Okay. Yep. So we know the adoption is there from a lot of these bigger companies and banks. It's becoming increasingly difficult for Bitcoin naysayers to continue their decade-old narrative that Bitcoin will never be utilized by traditional financial institutes. Dave Chapman, executive director of BC Group, told CNBC's Capitalist Connection on Monday, "Frankly, I'm not sure how much more evidence she needs to conclude that Bitcoin isn't going away. Bitcoin last set at $55,800 per coin as of 3:45 Monday morning." Okay. Still, Devers, or I don't even know how you say her name, warned that the investors should not be allocating significant portions of their balance sheet to Bitcoin. Our research has found that the traditional 60 to 40% portfolio, a 4% allocation to Bitcoin balances the reward as well as the risk of drawdown, she said. So only 4%, right? The 60% stock and 40% bond portfolio is traditionally a popular allocation strategy designed to generate steady income while guarding against volatility. Well, yeah, now we can just throw in Bitcoin into that 60-40 portfolio, right? Let's take a look at this video here.
I think right now, Bitcoin is not a cash or cash equivalent asset, and I don't think anyone is claiming that it is. What MicroStrategy has done is highly, highly unusual. Even what Tesla has done with a 10% allocation is highly unusual. Our research has found that in a traditional 60-40 portfolio, a 4% allocation to Bitcoin balances the reward as well as the risk of drawdowns. So we're certainly not out there advocating that people allocate significant portions of their balance sheet to Bitcoin. I think typically what we'd see, is people holding more cash equivalents. But again, we do have to remember Bitcoin in 2017 and 2018, when it went on its last run, is very different from where Bitcoin is now, from a market microstructure perspective, from a liquidity perspective, even from a duration and direction perspective. There's now much more optionality, many more sophisticated strategies. And so in terms of managing crypto allocations and crypto exposure, there are now many more types of firms and much more financial market infrastructure that does allow corporates, treasurers, asset managers, pension funds, endowments to manage some of that volatility in a very robust way, in a similar way that they might manage anything else in their portfolio. So we are in a fundamentally different market climate, and we are operating a fundamentally different market structure than the one we had several years ago.
All right, folks. Well, there you have it. Obviously, very smart woman there. Probably been doing her research. We know that we are in a big shift right now, folks, and that's exactly what she said. She said this is way different than the financial structure that was previously before us. This is new territory as of right now, so we're treading new area, and obviously we kind of just have to go with the flow, right? And so Bitcoin, a failed currency. Ash Roth from New York University was more skeptical about the investment in Bitcoin. This is an incredible show to watch, but definitely not an investment. Dorota, a professor of finance in NYU's Stern School of Business, told CNBC Street Signs Asia on Friday, if a currency it's a horrific bad currency, he said, adding that, this is Ash Roth right here, man. Okay. Adding that Bitcoin seems to primarily a speculative game that has behaved like a very risky stock. It's not an asset class, it's a failed currency, at least in this moment. Let's see whether it can fix it, because I don't think that they have the incentive to do so. Interesting. So, obviously, maybe not even a currency. Didn't we just make the video yesterday that we were comparing it to gold? Gold's not really, it's a form of currency, but they look at it more as a store of wealth. I think that's what Bitcoin is actually being compared to. So this guy has it completely wrong. But let's just take a look at the video, see what's going on over here, and get started with this. Let's see. Okay, apparently the video is not working. But hey, it's all good. So without further ado, let's go ahead and just jump on into the charts. We don't need to rag these guys, man. It's all right. We'll give them a break today, right? All right, let's jump over into the charts, folks. See what's going on over there. Okay, folks, so we got Bitcoin right now kind of seeing a little bit of a sell-off. Let's kind of zoom in here, taking a look at the 4-hour chart, get a little bit of a reference to see what's happening on these lower time frames. We can currently see, as of right now, just a quick glance, we're dipping below the 21 EMA on our 4-hour chart. We got the rejection at the 2-year moving average, which is this little orange line above us here. So we anticipated possible rejection at the 2-year moving average, and that's exactly what we're seeing, folks. So what we could do is we could go back on the charts and kind of reference to see how much of a dip that we had during these moving averages, the 2-year moving average too as well. And we can kind of reference that here in a second. We'll take a look at it. Let's go on over here and just check it out. But Bitcoin right now is sitting at around $54,500. It was at $58,000, I believe, as of yesterday. Yeah, right about 58,012. Yeah, 58,000. 200, I believe, somewhere right around there. So but Bitcoin right now, sell signal popping off here on the 4-hour, so this might confirm we could be seeing a little bit lower dip. Let's keep going into these lower time frames, see what's happening. Market Cipher B, VWAP, not really that close to our zero pivot point, but we want to see the zero pivot. We want to see our VWAP move to the zero pivot point, give us a green dot, and then maybe anticipate possibly another move back to the upside. But we got the rejection at the 2-year moving average, and now what we'd like to do is see how long or how much of a dip should we be expecting. Even here on the 2-hour time frame, we're starting to dip below one of our trend lines too that was acting as support for a while for us. We've seen it on our previous We've seen it on our previous videos before. This purple trend line has been acting as support. Now, possibly wanting to act as a resistance if we dip below it and we start to close below it. We're going to be looking for a move maybe all the way down to about the $52,000 area for Bitcoin, but let's just see how much of a dip we could expect right now. What is our dip as of right now? At about $58,000, we got a dip all the way down to about 8%, about an 8% dip so far. But if we kind of zoom out here, let's take a look at the weekly chart and see our 2-year moving average that has held us as resistance sometime during our last bull market rally. You can see here that we kind of came out to test it a couple of different times. It looks like we are pretty much right on the money with the 2-year moving average as of right now. Yeah, it did look like we did actually test it there, came up and peaked and tested it. Now what we want to do is take a look at our last previous bull market and how it tested our 2-year moving average, and then the rejection that we got down all the way down to the 20 weekly moving average. This is the 21 weekly moving average. Here is this orange line here. So that's the moving average that usually holds us as a bull run support. Let's just take a look and get out our handy dandy percentage calculator here, and we had about a 52% rejection from the 2-year moving average all the way down to test the 21 weekly moving average. So if we get the rejection again, that's going to be a huge buying opportunity for us. If we get that rejection to come all the way back down to that 21 weekly moving average, we'll take a look and see exactly where that's at. That's about a 42% dip or so. So let's just go back to our price action that we are having right now. And let's say we get let's say we get a move all the way back down to the 21 weekly moving average. That's about $30,000, folks. So if we see that rejection there, then more than likely we'll have a nice buying opportunity for us as well. I'm not anticipating a huge move back down, but obviously, these exchanges can provide that liquidity move, or that, those Darth Maul wicks on a freaking dime, if they don't have the liquidity for the exchange contracts too as well. But let's kind of zoom out here, looking at the 2-hour time frame. What can we tell from Market Cipher possibly? So folks, we use the Market Cipher indicator by CryptoFace on this channel each and every single day. That is our bread and butter for this channel. And if you're interested in picking up that Market Cipher indicator, check the link in the description box below. And also, folks, don't forget, we have our private trading group page where I keep you up to date on all the latest altcoins that we're trading in and out of. We're trading about 25 different alts in and out of the markets. I'm giving updates periodically. We just had one of our alts also blow up with the token burn that happened last night. If y'all are unaware of that, or if you know what a token burn is, then you know what coin that has been on our radar that shot up almost about 50% in the last day because of the token burn that happened. So but what we're looking at here with Bitcoin, we're just kind of studying this for right now, as we're wanting to see what Market Cipher could tell us possibly on these lower time frames. Let's take a look at the 90-minute. 90-minute, as you can see here, Market Cipher B wanting to give us this rounded off money flow, a green money flow, possibly moving into that reddish area. If we get a move into that reddish area, we're probably going to be looking for a little bit lower of a dip. Let's take a look at our lower time frames, such as the 30-minute, see if we've gotten any recovery yet with our red money flow. Doesn't look like we've gotten too much of a recovery. It still looks like we're bouncing around. We do have big green dots down here, which could give us a temporary bottom too as well. So now we just want to wait for these higher time frames to kind of match up and start to see that money flow move in the opposite direction, possibly from the 90-minute all the way into the 4-hour, or the 2-hour to the 4-hour too as well. We want to start to see our momentum waves recover on these mid time frames. Taking a look at the 6-hour time frame, momentum waves are also going to give us a nice signal to possibly anticipate another move to the upside. But as you can see here, we've broken this kind of parabolic support line here, and so now we're going to see if this is going to give us a rejection to the downside or what's going to happen here. So I would just be prepared for this, folks. Obviously, we were expecting the rejection, a possible rejection at the 2-year moving average, and that looks exactly like where we hit the 2-year moving average. We got the rejection, and now we could anticipate possibly a move all the way down to $30,000 for a bearish case scenario. But what we'd probably want to see is some sideways action to occur here for our Monday and into the rest of the week, and then see what happens from there. Let's take a look at the dominance chart, see what's kind of going on here, folks, with the dominance. And I'd want to turn off a few of these indicators here. So with our dominance chart, folks, we got the move above one of our resistance trend lines. Now that we've broken above it, we're going to wait to see if we can close above it a little bit better. Taking a look at the 12-hour time frame, this is definitely going to give us a little bit more of a heads up to see what's happening here. Our 12-hour time frame with market cipher B, also money flow moving to the upside direction here on our 12-hour. Definitely a nice little sign for us to probably continue momentum waves that are just still stair-stepping patterns up here as well. And we've also, I think, pointed this out on our previous video, but we've kind of had this rounded momentum structure here with our trigger waves that are signaling up to the upside. So as these green dots start to keep moving higher and higher, putting in our higher lows, that's a good sign that we could see a nice little rounded structure to continue our parabolic move to the upside. So this is our Bitcoin dominance chart, folks. And don't forget that, usually these like to stay in conjunction. Once we see our dominance start to move up, we're going to start to see Bitcoin also take off with that. We're going to see some of the altcoins start to settle off when Bitcoin dominance starts to move up to the top side too as well. We got a 12-hour buy signal flashing on and off for us. So maybe we'll get that confirmation. We'll be keeping a close eye on it. We'll be keeping our private trading group members up to date. If you want to join through our Patreon page, we do have a 35% off special going on right now. There's only 2 spots left for that. So if you want to join us in there and stay up to date with us 24/7, I highly encourage you to join us over there. If you want to pay with crypto, message me on Discord and I'll get you all set up. But all of our posts are on Discord in our private categories. We're just using Patreon as a payment processor if you want to pay with debit or credit card. And so, yeah, definitely looking for possible recovery here on some of our mid to higher time frames. And then looking at the daily chart here, we're starting to see our daily also make this stair step pattern up to the upside with our momentum waves. Green dots are triggering us further to the upside. So now we just want to see this momentum wave start to recover and move back into that greenish area on our Bitcoin dominance chart too as well. All right, folks, let's take a look at Ethereum and see what's happening with our altcoins. We do know that Ethereum is like one of the leader of the packs when it comes to altcoins too as well. And as you can see also with Ethereum, we've broken one of our our support structures as of right now. We did have this nice support parabolic move trend line that was holding us as support. It does look like it's broken. We're more than likely going to get some consolidation around here. Taking a look at the 2-hour chart, a lot of things are just bearish. We were looking for a bearish Monday anyway. I signaled a bearish Monday as of yesterday inside of our private trading group page too as well. It does look like that is more than likely playing out. What we can see here on our 2-hour chart is we're starting to break these support lines a little bit more. And so we could start to see that little waterfall drop off when it comes to Ethereum. What we're going to look for is possibly holding this channel as support of our 1-point extension. In between our 1-point extension and our 1618 extension area, we want to start to see this hold support right at about $1,700 or so. And that's going to possibly give us, some sideways movement before we continue up a little bit higher. So that's what it's kind of looking like, maybe anticipating some type of symmetrical triangle that's going to be formed out here for us on these mid time frames. Taking a look at the daily chart here though, we've started to see these stair step patterns down kind of give us a little bit of a clue. So you can see our little anchor and then trigger wave here on market cipher B, and kind of a little stair step pattern down. Money flow still looks relatively good, folks, and honestly these dips are going to occur. This is why we dollar cost average into this market. Obviously we also do a little bit of leverage trading too as well, but more or less, folks, this is just a great time to dollar cost average into the market. That's exactly what the article was about, is that this is a great accumulation phase when it comes to Bitcoin. This is time, if you have any of that dry powder on the side, this is a great time to be accumulating at these prices as we continue to move sideways into the market. So obviously it's probably more than likely going to shake out the weak hands, but if you have your diamond hands ready to go and buy up this dip, then I encourage you to do so. But obviously do your own due diligence in this market. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just some guy on YouTube, right? So if you want to consult with your financial advisor, feel free to find one. And so, yeah, other than that, folks, it definitely looks like a little bit of a bearish Monday start. We're going to see how this recovers. We're going to be keeping an eye on the time frames to see what's going on there. And if you want to stay up to date with us, folks, don't forget to join us in our private trading group. Once you join in through Patreon, make sure you give me your Discord username so that way I can give you access to our private categories on the Discord server. And folks, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and sign off here. Let's take a look at the DXY chart just to see how the dollar index is pretty much probably selling off for us. Taking a look at the daily chart here on the dollar index value. Yeah, definitely a bearish Monday for the dollar too as well, as it looks like we got a clean rejection here on market Cipher B2 as well with the red dot, red money flow. More than likely we're going to get that rejection with our money flow at the 0 pivot point and probably continued further down here and making either a double bottom here at about 89 cents or possibly an even lower low at about 88 cents or so. So that's a possibility when it comes to the dollar. We do know that new stimulus is going to be passed, probably going into March, and that would probably lead to a really bullish cryptocurrency March for us too as well. So be prepared for that, folks, if that happens. I'll catch y'all later. Moving on about 20 minutes now. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you on the next one. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Share this video with your friends and family. If you want to help support the channel, just hit that thumbs up button. I'd really appreciate it, folks. And with that being said, CTO signing out. Peace.